Nervous system part 2, the brain. And with the brain, we're going to look at the different parts of the brain, starting at the brain stem. The lowest part is the medulla oblongata. Then it will go up to the pons, then the midbrain or mesencephalon. Then we will look at your diencephalon, your cerebrum, which is what you think of as a brain, and the cerebellum. Your cerebrum is going to be made up of a number of different lobes. The pinkish colored lobe is the frontal lobe. The darker blue, medium blue, is the parietal lobe. Then we have the occipital lobe in the back and the temporal lobe. And we have a fifth lobe, which is an interior lobe, and we've exposed that here by pulling the two other lobes out of the way, and this is called the insula. Okay. On your cerebrum, you have a bunch of dips. The dips are called sulci, and the raised areas are called gyri. This is to increase the surface area so we can have more neurons. Then between each of the different lobes, we have a bigger sulci. This is called the central sulci, between the frontal and the parietal. You have the parieto-occipital sulci. You will have the lateral sulci when this is not pulled down and is back in place. In front of the central sulci, we have the primary motor cortex, where most of the motor information will be processed. And right behind it, we have the primary somatosensory cortex. And in this figure, you can also see your cerebellum with its little wrinkly tissue on the external, and this is called fovea. In the next figure we have to look at, it's showing you that the cerebrum is made up of two hemispheres. The hemispheres are separated by the longitudinal fissure, and they actually don't communicate with each other until deep internally when we hit the corpus callosum. And this half of the hemisphere still has the meninge, the pia mater on it, with the blood vessels still stuck on it. Okay. Now looking at the next figure, although it does have our cranial nerves, the purpose of looking at it right now is to show you the spinal cord coming in with the medulla down here, the pons, which means bridge, is this large bump. This is the midbrain area where we're going to identify it more internally, and then you can see the cerebrum. Also on this picture we can see our olfactory bulbs, which are the enlarged areas of the olfactory nerve. And we can see what's called the optic chiasm. This is where the two optic nerves cross over, because remember, information has to be processed in two different sides of the brain. The last small picture we have over here is a close-up of your cerebellum, called the little brain. Externally, it will have different wrinkles called fovea. There are two cerebellar hemispheres, and they are separated by an indented area called the vermis.